Hey guys, so we are here today with Battleborn Steve.
What's up?
And he just was kind enough to interview us about our experiences about moving to Vegas, living here. And so we're gonna include a link in the description below so you can watch the interview. And make sure when you go to his channel to like, share, subscribe. He's got great content about living in Vegas, real estate. So really good resource.
That's how we met, right?
That's how we met.
That's how we met.
Well, we don't want to tell him everything, but
Yeah, whatever.
yeah.
Watch the stuff.
Yeah, check it out.
And he's newly TikTok viral, so
Yeah, I'm like super famous.
so you better get on before everyone else gets on.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
So, all right. Cheers, guys.
Okay, so today I have a treat for you guys. I'm actually with my good friends Brian and Lee, who happen to be past clients of mine. How long have you guys lived in town now?
A little over a year now.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. It was like the beginning of summer, right around there?
We
May.
moved early April.
April.
Yep.
Wow, time flies.
Yep.
So they moved here and they did it completely virtually. And they live in one of the most asked about areas in Las Vegas, which happens to be Summerlin. So I figured it'd be awesome to bring them here. Well, I'm actually at their house because they're such great hosts and they have an amazing house. But I figured it'd be a great time to come over, talk to some actual people that have moved out of state to here, to the place I get asked all the time, and see what their experience was, what they liked, what they didn't like, what they would do differently, and just kind of get their story a little bit. So let's get into it. So guys, where did you come from?
Well, we moved from Boston.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were from the Boston area. We were about probably 8-10 miles south of Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're used to the East Coast and the weather, and it's quite a change from that climate to here.
Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine. I'm native, so I can only imagine, but that's about it. You know? So why Vegas? Out of like all the places, you got 50 states plus, Mexico. We'll call that one 51. Why Las Vegas?
Well, I guess there's a lot. There's a few good reasons, and I think what did it for us the most was the weather. We were just so sick of.
You just wanted really hot heat.
Not hot heat, but see, what people don't understand is hot heat here is dry.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I wouldn't stand out in the sun, for 10, 15 minutes, but in the shade, it's actually pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
But when it's 110 though, it's, you just gotta get inside. But no, I'm talking about more of the snow, constant rain, cloudiness.
Yeah.
Things like that. And what else about the weather?
Well, the way I put it is, it's, we know Vegas has a lot to offer, but when we decided on Vegas, it was what Vegas didn't have. And there were, in my mind, there were 3 things that Vegas doesn't have. First one being snow.
Yeah.
Second one being no humidity. And third one being no state income tax.
Yeah.
So between those 3 no's that Vegas doesn't have,
Yeah.
Nevada really, that's really helped our decision to narrow down why here.
Yeah.
And I think the most part, I mean, you said Nevada, but I think it was Las Vegas because we love to eat. We love to go out. We do like the nightlife when we can go out.
Yeah.
And just knowing that we can do that is great.
Yeah.
And there's so much variety here versus.
I see you always posting on social media and stuff. You guys go out and try different restaurants, which is awesome. Also, at the end, we'll have you plug all your accounts so everybody can follow you on there too. Because it's cool. They go places. I mean, I'm from here and I don't even go half these places these guys go to. So it's really cool to see. So
Thanks.
that's really exciting.
Yeah.
Now, you didn't come here in person. I'm saying this stuff as if I don't know the answer, but I do know the answer, right? Which is they didn't come in person to go house shopping. That can be nice, and it can also have its own slew of problems as well. So let's get into that a little bit. How was buying virtually for you guys? I mean, it was right at the beginning of the pandemic, really, when you guys were really looking and closing in the house. Like how was that? How was looking through the homes? Anything you would do differently?
Well, we knew 5 years ago that we wanted to move here. So I think for the last 2-3 years, we did quite a bit of research regarding what area we liked. We actually even came to visit twice
Okay.
Once just the two of us, and then stayed with some friends as well, and stayed on the Strip. And then the year before we moved here, we actually brought our daughter out here just so that she can see what Vegas is about,
Right.
you know, so to give her a better idea. But pretty much, I think virtually looking at homes, I mean, that's what we had to do because,
Yeah.
you know, we're from afar. But I think it's fine. I mean, you know, for the most part, there's
Yeah.
certain little things that we could do differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we made it a point to come visit in August because that's the
Yeah.
peak of the heat.
That's huge.
So if you're thinking about moving here or anywhere you're thinking of moving to, because climate is different everywhere. So you want to visit in the worst time of the year.
Yeah.
That
Not
wherever-
just the best. Not have a highlight reel of
Right.
other places.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you want to visit, and we did 2 weeks here in August to make sure that, you know, you've heard dry heat's great, but unless you stay in it for a little while, you don't really know.
Yeah.
So that was something we did, and
Yeah.
you said you may have wanted to rent.
Yeah, I think if we had maybe, I wouldn't say a little bit more time or anything like that, but if we could have done things differently, and if we didn't have furniture to deal with, meaning storage and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
I think we would have rented for a good 3 to 6 months,
Yeah.
just so that we could see the homes in person.
Yeah.
As well as be able to really walk through and look at a little bit more of the details and things like that, because the home that we bought is beautiful, but certain details of it we're like, oh wow, we didn't notice that, or we didn't notice this.
Like
you
the
know?
crazy mold I didn't tell them about, or the electrical that was fried that I hid from them. All these other things.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Is that
stuff
exactly-
like that. Yeah.
No, that
Yeah.
didn't happen.
We worked through all that though, so it's okay.
That did not happen. You're gonna tell them, right? That didn't happen.
No, that didn't happen.
No, that didn't
Thank
happen.
you.
But Steve says the check is in the mail, so no, that didn't happen. I really didn't. No, but you know, Steve was great. He walked us through the process. You know, he sent us videos of the house prior, and as we were going through the process of all the paperwork, you know, Nevada's real estate laws are much different than Massachusetts. So
Yeah.
there were things that, you know, I've never heard of, and you know, he was very great. He was very good about getting back to me with things that it's just foreign to me. So
Yep,
so
the process can
appreciate
be
that.
so different state to state.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, but he did a great job walking us through and explaining exactly, you know, this is this is that, and this is how it works, and that worked out for us. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, why Summerlin?
So I think we narrowed it down to 2 areas,
Mhm.
and our main focus was education. So we wanted our daughter to be in a good school system,
Right.
the public school system. So we narrowed it down to 2, which was either Henderson or Summerlin.
Where in Henderson?
We don't know actually.
Anywhere
like-
zoned for Coronado High,
Yes,
because
yeah.
Coronado High is I believe the #1 public high school
Okay.
in the valley.
Mhm.
So it was down to Coronado High or Palo Verde High, which is the high school in Summerlin.
Yeah.
So anywhere in Henderson that would have been zoned for Coronado, we're basically narrowing our search between those addresses and Palo Verde
Yeah.
High
So
School.
every home that we looked at, the first thing we would do is look at the
Literally, it wasn't about
Yeah.
square footage or
Yeah.
anything. It was like
School.
what schools are
School.
zoned for.
Uh-huh.
That was the #1
And
criteria.
that's a very common criteria to do.
Okay.
So now that you're here, though, do you wish you would have been over there by Coronado, or are you glad you're in Summerlin? I mean, you have so much close by you. Maybe we can get into that as well. But
Yeah. No, now that we're here, we actually, I mean, I've been in Henderson, but obviously not too much of the residential area. But we love the location here in Summerlin. We just love how everything's very green, things are more spaced out when it comes to parks and things like that. And we just love the parks. There's so many nearby parks that we can go to,
Yeah.
and the most incredible thing about the parks is it has a public bathroom.
that's the most incredible thing.
Yes,
Okay.
because I normally have coffee,
Okay.
and sometimes I gotta go.
It happens.
And I don't have to go behind a bush anymore.
Is that what they do in Maryland?
Massachusetts?
Massachusetts.
Um,
Is that why the bushes are so big out there?
Yeah.
Just the
Lot of natural fertilizer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all.
So no, so like it's amazing that like most of the parks
Yeah.
here have public bathrooms that are clean.
It's really cool.
That is clean. That's the other thing too.
Yeah.
So that's a perk, and especially when you have young kids and stuff, you know,
Yeah.
when they need to go to the bathroom, you're not like, oh my God, now we gotta drive to Dunkin' Donuts and find them a bathroom
Yeah.
or whatever it is. So I think that's a major plus.
No, it is.
for me.
It is a plus. I've never heard anyone call it a plus before, but I love it. It makes, as far as like true like user friendliness, that's definitely
Yes.
on there.
Oh yeah,
So,
When
definitely.
you gotta go, you gotta go.
gotta go.
Yeah.
You know?
And I will say, obviously Henderson is also a great part of town. But when we were researching, we were reading that because Summerlin is at a higher elevation, that most of the year it's a few degrees cooler in Summerlin versus down on the Strip and even in Henderson because of the elevation. And in the summer, believe me, the difference between 116 and 112, it's
giant.
It's giant.
Giant. Yeah.
So for us, we didn't really experience that, but we read about it. But given that, I think that could have gave us an edge about Summerlin as well, the climate, and it's worked out. Sometimes when it's hot, it's hot.
Yeah.
And the prices of the homes, like where we were looking for that zip code for the high school, the prices weren't so much different.
No, they're
from
really,
there and
they're
here,
not. They're not much.
So
I think you get more land though.
yeah.
The lots are bigger in
that's
Henderson.
true, Yeah.
I believe you get more land
You
and
do.
more house. So I think we made a little.
Well, some of them. I mean, I vividly remember a few we were looking off. They were off of like Horizon Ridge. If you're looking at like a map, so over there on like Stephanie and Horizon Ridge, and they were more cookie cutter, almost looking like townhomes, but they were the 3,000 square foot. Like the square footage for the home was large, but the backyard wasn't. I wouldn't say it's any bigger than what you have now.
Okay.
For some of them, there's definitely depending on the area,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And some of the older areas in Green Valley, I feel like are more a little more spread out, more ranch style. But yeah, it definitely depends. I feel like they're very similarly priced in some of the areas of Henderson.
I think some of the ones we saw in Henderson too, we definitely had to renovate some of them if we did get into them.
Because you didn't do any renovations here at all.
We did more cosmetic stuff.
Yeah, it was turnkey. Like any house is turnkey. No, we did some work. Yeah, we did some work.
Well, if Brian moved in, he wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah,
It was
dudes
fine the way
dudes
it
can move
was.
into a house and be like, looks good to me. Like there's no holes in the walls. I'm good.
But
I was fine living at my first house with a roommate. I was renting out rooms at the time, and this one guy, he was like a truck driver or something, but he would go cook a whole pot of spaghetti, and then he would take the entire saucepan with him to his room to eat it, and then he would just set it outside his door when he was done. Like someone else was gonna come clean it up for him. So like, us men, we can live in squalor, complete squalor. So
Yeah.
I'm sure you would have done that too.
I would have.
Yeah.
That's why I got married.
Yeah.
So I don't have to do it anymore.
That's awesome.
It's great.
Where do you guys go shopping now that you live in Summerlin? Do you find yourself in Summerlin a lot shopping? I know you have downtown Summerlin relatively close to you. Let's talk about that. Some of the perks of living here.
Oh well, we love Costco's, so we definitely go to Costco's at least once every other week.
Okay.
But it's mainly more Smith's, right? Smith's and Costco's.
Yeah, Smith's is one of the local grocery market chains. They're owned by Kroger.
Yeah.
So very close by. I think everything that we need in terms of shopping, groceries, banking, fast food, it's all 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is a shocker to us, and we can get into that whole thing.
Yeah.
Where we get so spoiled now that the valley itself is so small. From one end of the valley to the other, it's like 25 minutes?
If we're talking Henderson to, we're like the max, I'd probably say 45.
Okay.
Like Sky Canyon to right before you get out to like Boulder City.
You're talking outskirts though.
Yeah, I'm talking
You're
like
talking
45 minutes.
far edge to far edge.
Yeah.
And I'm talking Summerlin to Henderson. What do you think?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Even if just like from here to the airport, you're probably 18 minutes, 15 minutes.
Right.
And that's right on the edge of Henderson.
Yeah. So I don't know where you guys are moving from, but I remember in Boston, 20 minutes gets you basically maybe out of your town onto the expressway, and then expressway could be anywhere from half an hour to 45 minutes to get to where you want to go. So literally it could be at least half an hour to an hour to get to your destination. here, if it's now that we've lived here for a year, if something's more than 20 minutes, I'm like,
yeah, you second guess it. You're like,
I don't know if I wanna
do
go.
I really need it?
like
You know?
maybe
I'll order my underwear on Amazon.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's quick. It's amazing how quickly we get spoiled
Yeah.
with the proximity and the time.
Oh, yeah.
Because 5 minutes could have got me nowhere back where I came from.
Yeah.
But here it's like I can get to all these
You can
things,
get
which
to
is
all
amazing.
Yeah.
And that's not just Summerlin, guys. It's anywhere you live. I think in the valley, because it's a newer city. It's a grid system, so you can always avoid traffic by taking a different road. But there's strip malls everywhere. That's separate from residential. But the amazing thing is, whatever you need, wherever you live, you're probably 5 minutes away from
Yeah.
like a CVS or a bank or a restaurant. So it's amazing.
Yeah. I live right on the outskirts of Summerlin, so I live in Spring Valley, but on the west side. And from my house, I call it kind of convenient central. And there's 3 grocery stores within a mile tops. You know,
Yeah.
I have a Vons, the Albertsons, the Smiths, all in technically, I mean, I wouldn't do it because why? I would drive, but it's like I could walk there if I wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, which is just kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So
So
I think
that's-
same with us. We could walk to a few of the grocery stores.
easily.
You know, and on a nice
And your
day.
walk would be a lot prettier than my walk would be because you're in Summerlin.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I'm just have some jealousy over here. Okay, that's all it is.
No.
Yeah.
No jealousy.
No, but I just love like even the sidewalks in
Yeah.
Summerlin. It's beautiful. You have the grass
Yeah,
that is
the
the barrier.
walkways
Yeah, the barrier between you and the street. And you know, everyone that doesn't live here, as in Vegas, thinks that it's just dirt and casinos and desert. And when they come and visit, you know, they're like, "Oh my God, you got trees,
Yeah.
you got shrubs,
It's
you
grass.
got grass,
It's green. Yeah.
which we don't like grass.
Well, that's a good
'Cause
point.
We came from grass.
When we first moved here, we were surprised that we got springtime allergies.
Yeah.
Cause we thought, you know, desert. Like,
Yeah.
how is there pollen? But there's so much green space here
Yeah.
that trees and shrubbery. You can still get allergies here.
You can get allergies here in
You
Las
can,
Vegas.
yes.
Yeah.
You
If you
can.
want to avoid allergies, move to Kuwait or Dubai.
Alaska, I heard.
Alaska, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for summer, right? There's like
Yeah.
so much stuff in the summer. I don't know. We're getting too far out there. Now, but talking about, you know, like the walkways and everything, like that's all maintained by the HOA. As far as an outsider to Summerlin, that's what I think is one of the biggest draws to get me into Summerlin. What do you think about living here and having those aspects? And then do you think the HOA, which is the homeowners association you pay for to have those things maintained for you, do you think it's worth it?
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we came from, there's no HOA, but when it's not as pretty. You know, everywhere you
Yeah.
walk to, it's so maintained here that I can't even find like twigs and branches to do any of my arts and crafts. I have to literally cut down some
Yeah.
twigs and branches of my own tree
Yeah.
to do
I was gonna
something.
say, of her own tree, she would never do that with like a public tree or at a park. These are her own trees she's mutilating.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think just having the HOA, it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
Totally worth it.
And I think for you guys, it's what, $46, $48 a month?
48.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
I was gonna say, even though we don't have grass in our yard, but we have literally, you know, a park, you know, just not even a block away that we can just take the dogs there. And
Yeah.
gosh, that's like a whole nice area for them to, you know, walk around, do their business and stuff like that. So, and just everything is just so clean and just so pretty.
Yeah.
You know, it's totally worth it. And the public bathrooms, again.
And the
at the
bathrooms.
parks.
They don't have public bathrooms outside
Someone's
of
got
Summerlin.
to clean her public bathroom. Yes.
I would probably say we should probably do a whole series on examining public bathrooms outside of Summerlin and seeing if they're up to par.
Make a comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think HOA, it's back east, it's a different connotation. So
Yeah.
so there's very few HOAs in the Boston area. What you get are what they call condo fees, and that's when you live in the condominium complex,
Yeah.
where everybody pays into a
A pool for like
Like
the roofs and
association.
everything.
yeah, like
type
for
of-
shared costs. But if you live in a residential neighborhood, like a house, there's really no HOA.
Okay.
So there's good and bad with that. Good is you don't pay the HOA fee, but bad is your neighbor can do whatever they want to their house.
Yeah.
They can paint it pink. They can
Okay.
let the weeds grow taller than you.
Up the street from me, my neighbor just painted their house pink because I don't live in a homeowners association.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
My wife and kids cannot compliment that house enough on how gorgeous it is. I'll have to
Okay.
show you. It is the outlier
All
for
right,
that
so-
rule, but normally yes.
To
That
each their
is a
own.
con. Yeah.
To each their own.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
So, but HOA here is mainly, it's a very small fee, and what we get are manicured sidewalks. We get the community pool. We get all these parks. There are all
Yeah.
these parks here. More parks. It's just you drive 5 minutes, another park.
Parks. And
Green
there's
space.
some of the best parks, you know, to go
Yeah.
to.
So I think to answer your question, HOAs are totally worth it here.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds like you guys picked a winner and you guys really like where you're at.
We do.
I think so.
Yeah.
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 Any plans to move soon?
No, but if we do, we'll give you be the first call. Yeah, but no, I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you're not even done with doing stuff to this house, so how would we
How could
ever-
you do that? Yeah.
How would we move, not knowing when we're gonna be done here?
You never know.
Yeah,
I might hit the lottery or something and be like, oh, you know what?
we'll move to the ridges.
The Ridges.
So
In Summerlin as well. But yeah,
We haven't been there yet. We have to go check out the ridges.
we'll have to sneak in.
Yeah.
through the gate when there's one for sale.
let us know when you have
Ooh.
a listing.
I had a client who, this was back when I was doing interior design. He bought the home that was across from Santana's house.
Oh,
And
wow.
it was so cool.
Wow.
It had like an elevator inside it.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
Yeah.
he owned a bunch of like
I can imagine.
That's
cell phone
awesome.
stores here in town. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's
Wow.
a beautiful, beautiful place.
Cool.
I think the last question I have, at least for you guys, is what outdoor spots or outdoor activities do you guys enjoy?
Mm-hmm. Well, when it's not crazy hot,
Yeah.
there's the Red Rock Mountains right by us. There's a lot of hiking there, a lot of hiking trails. It's great, and we enjoy, like we said, the parks. Really, the parks are year round.
Parks and the bathrooms.
Yeah.
Parks in the
very
bathrooms,
much.
and even when it's really hot in the summer, as long as you get up early enough,
Yeah.
you can still take a walk around the park.
Mm-hmm.
So we really enjoy the local parks,
Mhm.
the Red Rock Mountains, and to segue into another collab you and I are gonna do is the skate parks,
Yeah.
right?
The
So
skate
you-
parks.
So I don't know if you guys know this, but Battleborn Steve is actually a really good skateboarder.
I'm a poser who stuck at my 12-year-old skill level, which was not very good. That's where I've kind of plateaued. So
Well, he's offered on many occasions to teach our daughter how to skateboard. So he's gonna be taking us to a skate park.
it'll have to be early in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yes.
Did I miss anything like outdoor stuff? Well, downtown Summerlin is an outdoor mall, and she loves
Yeah.
retail, so I
Yeah.
guess that's a sport,
No,
right?
I was gonna say, like, you know, another reason why we love this area is because of downtown Summerlin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of shopping, restaurants, and I mean, you can't go wrong. And it's very dog friendly.
It is.
Very dog friendly, because we've been to other outdoor malls back east, and they're not as dog friendly.
Do you bring your dogs to Lazy Dog?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's a restaurant where you can actually take your pups in with you, and they have space for them to eat.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
And
But-
they have items on the menu for dogs,
Yeah.
so it's really dog friendly.
Yeah.
But we've even noticed that other restaurants in downtown Summerlin, on the patio, they allow dogs to
Yeah.
be on there too, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I think in general, it's not just downtown Summerlin. I think Vegas is a very dog friendly town.
It is.
Like you can bring your dog into a store, no one's gonna really give you a hard time.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty nice.
Yeah, we were in Lululemon with a German Shepherd, and,
Okay.
and they were fine. They were all like, "Oh, he's so cute. She's
Should I
so
pet him?
cute." And
Yeah,
that's
they
a
were-
German Shepherd.
Yeah, nobody cares. Like they really
Yeah.
love dogs
Yeah.
here. I'm telling you. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Which is
just-
great.
yeah.
Yeah. No, but I think, I mean, it was hard because when we moved here, it was during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Literally the height of COVID. So everything shut down, everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Capacity, this and that. But even the outdoor stuff, you know, we didn't have the time because we were doing stuff to the house to really explore the outside stuff too. So we're really looking forward to doing that like this fall and you know,
Yeah,
and going forward.
that'll be good.
Yeah.
But you have explored a lot of the food scene. So what's kind of your top two?
So I shouldn't say he loves the all you can eat.
Okay, but
So-
the buffet guy.
Yes, he's
Okay.
the buffet guy. So he was really, 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 really disappointed during COVID when all that shut down.
Yeah, I moved here
buffets.
thinking it's like the buffet capital of the world, and then it's like, no, sorry, all buffets are closed, possibly forever. We don't know. But there's a distinction between buffets and all you can eat. All you can eat places, which is you don't serve yourself. They bring you whatever you order.
Yeah.
Those were still open.
Yeah.
So that was good. So what's our favorite all you can eat?
I think one of our favorites is the Wagyu place, the
Nabe.
Nabe.
Not
Yeah,
bad.
it's called Nabe. Nabe is a Korean hot pot sushi restaurant, all you can eat, and how they step it up from everybody else is they have all you can eat Wagyu beef. So you can make Wagyu hot pot.
That's awesome.
Is it Korean or is it Japanese?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Because Wagyu's Japanese. Right?
Wagyu's Japanese and sushi's Japanese, but I want to say
I think
yeah, maybe it's Japanese.
I think it's Japanese. Yeah, it's a Japanese, all you
Japanese
can eat.
hot pot. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
I think that's one of our favorites. And then what else?
Well, the other ones, it's like it almost sounds like we don't have any repertoire is the same thing, but restaurant called 888. That's Korean barbecue.
Okay.
Korean barbecue, but their thing is all you can eat Kobe brisket. So you see a theme here.
Yeah.
All you can
Something
eat
Kobe.
high grade
Something-
beef.
Yes.
All you can eat.
All you can eat.
Okay.
Those are like, but it's hard to get into on the weekends. So when you move here as a local, you can go into these places that you cannot get into on the weekends.
Yeah.
Go on a weekday, early, beat the rush.
It's almost not really worth it to go on the weekend unless you really need to. You know what I mean? If you have the opportunity to go on the weekdays, I always choose that.
Right.
I hate crowds. So.
Right. And you have to wait 2 hours for a table.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do in two? Yeah. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm trying to
so
think
those
for
are good.
how about American food? What do we like?
We like Hearthstone,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
which is so in Summerlin, the locals casino is Red Rock Casino and Resort, and in there is a restaurant called Hearthstone, and we like their
Yeah. On Wednesdays they have the all you can eat $1 oysters all day.
Okay.
On Wednesday.
That's really cool.
But then we try to do the
happy hour.
happy hour
Uh-huh.
because then cocktails are like $7 or something
Okay.
like that,
Yeah.
and then the food too is a better deal as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, we don't always make it to happy hour, but we try to do for happy hour and oysters. So Wednesdays.
That's awesome.
But I feel like we have a lot to learn. We've only been here a year, so I should be asking you this question, Battleborn. Where do you like to go? What are your
Yeah.
go-to restaurants?
Well, my favorite Korean barbecue place. I'm just
You like Wagyu?
I do like Korean barbecue. Like Jen, I've tried like Jen and stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay.
I feel like the places you cook it yourself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Food's hard for me because I love everything, but I am always drawn to Mexican food. So then it goes back to like my 3 favorite taco places.
Yeah. What
Okay,
are your free?
let's-
what
let's
are
hear
It
your-
would be Los Tacos, which is on Sahara and Valley View.
Okay.
They do kind of like the Monterey Jack cheese melted onto the tortilla, and they have like the most amazing carne asada I've ever had.
Okay.
Okay.
Taco y Taco is in Henderson, and that is kind of like have you been to Tacos El Gordo? That's
We
like
have. Yeah, we
okay,
have.
it's
yeah.
kind of like an American version of Tacos El Gordo.
Okay.
And then they also offer like seafood options. Like I'm a big shrimp guy, so like they have like shrimp tacos and stuff like that.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Very good.
Yeah.
Their al pastor is to die for. It's got pineapple on it.
Really? Wait, which
and
place is this?
This is Taco y Taco.
Taco y taco.
Yeah, those are probably my 2 favorite. The other one is very similar to Los Tacos. They actually stole the chef from Los Tacos,
Oh.
and I'm just happy because now there's more places I can go, and that's called
Yeah.
Frijoles. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. No, I love Mexican street tacos now.
Yeah.
So that is wherever that is really good street tacos.
Yeah.
So
They've
I'll
got
have to
really
try.
good ones at Frijoles too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll have
So-
to try them out.
Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about your channel and what they can do to find you guys on social media platforms and stuff, and just kind of tell us what you're doing.
Sure. We have a YouTube channel. It's called lvlysworld. It's LUVLYS world, and we do everything from food to just living in Vegas because we're new here. So when we experience new things, we want to kind of put it on film and share it with everybody. I think it started out with just some of our family and friends want to see what we're doing, so it would be easy to just put videos up on YouTube. But now we just enjoy giving back to the community because before we moved, we watched so much good YouTube because there's a lot of great vloggers based here, and so we're just trying to give just a little tiny bit back because there's so many angles you can look at the city from, and we're new here, so we're doing that. So Lovely's World YouTube, and also Instagram Lovely's World, same thing, LUVLYS World.
Cool. Well, thanks so much. I appreciate you guys letting me interview you. And if you don't mind, go ahead and submit a comment down below. Let us know if maybe there was some questions you'd like me to ask for the next one, or we can go ahead and ask Brian and me again if you have any questions like that. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And let me know, do you think living in Summerlin is worth it? Did they give you enough pros and cons? We'll see. All right.
Yeah.
Later.
Thanks. It's been fun. Take care.
You guys are naturals. You guys did great.